Standup Comedy, your host and MC, presents Comedy Appetizers, a podcast where you will find short comedy sets, stories, and funny bits from the famous and not so famous. Here is your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special bonus show. Hey, normally I have somebody live that shares 3 to 5 minutes of material, and we call it an audience of one. But I met this new comic out of Nashville, Tennessee, Brian Swinford, and he sent me 3 minutes of material he recently did at the Cumberland Park Comedy Show live on stage. So, for something completely different, this week's bonus show is 3 minutes of material from a very talented comic out of Nashville, Tennessee, Brian Swinford.
I'm glad Hank mentioned him losing weight, which is awesome, and I encourage anybody to do that because as of March this year, I've actually lost 50 pounds myself, which I'm pretty happy about. Yes, thank you. Was that a pity clap? What kind of clap? Now I did, I tell you why I did, is I went to the doctor, I was in my late 20s, and the doctor said your cholesterol's high. I'm like, are you serious? I'm too young for that. So I ended up, dieting and exercising and that kind of thing, dropped my weight down, went back, I've actually dropped it 30 points, which was awesome. That scared me, but that was not the thing that scared me the most. I guess what brought me to the point where I knew I had to do something was one night I got up to use the bathroom, and I went and sat down. As I sat down, my love handle flushed the commode. Maybe time to do a sit-up is what I thought. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. It's bad when you're embarrassed and you're by yourself. That's the worst. But I did, so I got in the gym, and it's been going pretty good. The hardest thing, though, is just food. Like Hank said, it's food. If anybody here struggled with your weight, you just like to eat. We like to eat, we can't help it. In fact, I was so hungry one night, me and my wife were laying in bed, and she had already gone to sleep because she's not fat. And so, I was so fat, I was hungry, I couldn't even sleep because my stomach was making noises. In fact, I was so hungry, I rolled over and I looked at her, and now she is adorable as can be. She was wrapped in a little blanket and her head was sticking out. Like I had to talk myself out of going and get mustard because she looked just like a corn dog to me. I'm telling you, that's bad when you almost eat your wife. And our cat wouldn't even come next to us because he knows I love Chinese food, and he would not even come near me. More true than y'all know. So I did. Now, food. I just love food. Even to this day, I still struggle with it. And I just think about it. Like on the way down here, I was thinking. Bologna is kind of like the Leonard Skinner of meats. Now stay with me on this. It's really good, but you forget that because so many white trash people enjoy it. How do you forget? It's actually pretty good. Like my problem, and to this day, my stepdad tried to get me to eat vegetables. My wife tries to get me to eat vegetables. I just hate them, every one of them, except potatoes. I just can't eat them. He would try to do this thing to me, eat your vegetables, because they're starving kids in Africa that would kill for those vegetables. Yeah, y'all heard it. I got to thinking one day, though, I wonder what dads in Africa say. Are they like, eat your vegetables, because they're starving kids, like right outside this hut. They'll absolutely kill for your vegetables. Now, all right, real quick, how many step-parents we got in here? A few of you? At least 50% of you, according to statistics. Like my stepdad, we didn't get along too good, and one day I looked at him and I told him, and step-parents, you can finish the sentence. I told him, you ain't gonna tell me what to do because you're not my real daddy. That's right. But he's a little bit smarter than I was. He said, you don't even know who your real daddy is, do you? Touche. I've narrowed it down to the top 10 list, so thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Brian Swinford out of Nashville, Tennessee. We hope you enjoyed this little 3 minutes of stand-up comedy by Brian. He was making a part of our bonus show. He does have an interview coming up in a month or so keep an eye out for that. He was the comedy genius behind the Redneck Comedy Tour in Nashville for over 10 years. A very funny comic, and it was great to showcase him on our podcast.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Comedy Appetizers. Be sure to share with family and friends, and we will see you this Sunday for our regular podcast, your host and MC, and again next Friday for another episode of Comedy Appetizers. Bye!